Hazel sat in the room, dressed as a bride. Perhaps she was the first such blood bride to be sent fully adorned, made up as a bride with henna applied to her hands. A bindi adorned her forehead, and she looked very young. She looked down at her trembling hands. She had woven so many dreams regarding marriage. She, too, had dreams that some prince would come and take her away in a grand wedding. But today all her dreams had been shattered. Tears were flowing from her eyes. After a short while, the sound of the room door opening and slamming shut with such force made her heart tremble like a dry leaf. She began to twist her fingers together. He started walking toward her, step by step. His eyes were bloodshot with rage. As soon as he got close, he suddenly ripped the veil off her head, threw it away, and grabbed her jaw, pulling her close. "I lost my love because of you. Now watch what I do to you." She lifted her gaze to look at the person standing before her. "Ethan," she spoke in a trembling voice. "Don't you dare call me Ethan. Today I am not your Ethan, but a human being who hates you, and today I will sacrifice you to my hatred." Crying, she tried to back away until she was pressed completely against the wall, but he suddenly pulled her close to him. He grabbed her by the arm and yanked her, causing her to crash straight into his chest. She could feel the hardness of his fingers digging into her waist. "Please, move back." She placed her hands on his chest, trying to push him away. Her lips began to tremble. The next moment he leaned in closer, examining her face. "You are so innocent, but your family has dissolved poison into my life. What did your brother do? He killed my sister-in-law, didn't he? Your brother was my sister-in-law's lover, and he killed my brother. Now watch what I do to you." Saying this, he gripped her jaw and leaned over her. She clenched the bedsheet in her hands. "Please move back. Please don't try to do anything like this to me," she cried out. But why would he care? He suddenly pulled her even closer and began tearing off her jewelry and throwing it away. "My heart wants to make tonight the last night of your life so that you never come before me again, so that I get my love back." Do you know what she said? "She loves me very much, and Hannah told me that the day you leave my life, she will become a part of it." Saying this, he leaned over her. She closed her eyes in restraint. Grabbing her hair in his fists, he began to inflict his harshness upon her neck. She kept crying and sobbing, trying to push him away, but he did not pull back. She gripped the bedsheet intensely with her hands. "Please, Ethan, don't do this, please. I am so scared, I can't even breathe." She was trying to take deep breaths, but he had become a beast. As the night passed, his intensity increased. After a long time, he interlaced his fingers with hers. Bruises had formed on her hands. Tears flowed from her eyes, soaking her earlobes. At some unknown hour of the night, he spurned her, moved away, and walked out of the room. He was wearing a shirt, but the buttons were open. As he looked up, Hannah was standing there. Seeing him, she walked angrily toward her room. He followed her into her room, where she stood by the window, crying with hiccups. "Hannah, look, I won't keep her in my life for long." He closed the room door and walked toward Hannah. "Do you want to give my rights to someone else right before my eyes? The right I had over you, which I haven't received yet, has been given to another girl. I wanted to be the first girl to claim a right over your being, for you to come to me first. You claimed rights over her body. How did another girl get close to you?" Crying, she clung to his chest. He cupped Hannah's face in his hands. She was his intended wife. Their marriage had been arranged since childhood, and Hannah had been very stubborn since childhood, insisting on every little thing. "You know I did all this with her to take revenge for my brother and sister-in-law, so that her family would suffer too. Don't worry. You wanted her family to suffer, right? If you want me to give you your rights, then fine, I am ready to come to you." She had always tried to get close to him, but he would say, "No, our marriage hasn't been consummated yet," and would always push her away. But suddenly, he feared she might drift away from him, that she might leave him. For this reason, he pulled her close, cupped her face in his hands, and gently left his touch upon her. Hannah was fully cooperating, closing her eyes and surrendering herself to him. He took her into his embrace, but who knows what happened. He couldn't proceed further with Hannah. He suddenly pushed her away. "What happened? Why did you push me away?" Hannah looked at him and asked. He shook his head in denial. "No, nothing happened. just because." Saying this, he separated from her and started to leave, but Hannah immediately hugged him from behind. "You can't leave me incomplete like this. Complete me." She spoke while looking into his eyes. Hannah felt something strange. He immediately separated from Hannah. "Hannah, I am not ready for all this right now. I am very disturbed, please. Maybe I will hurt you, and that is why I don't want anything like this. Please, I need to go to California for some time. I can't stay here. I am very disturbed." He cupped Hannah's face and spoke to her very gently. "Don't leave me like this, please." She tried to reason with him gently, but hearing her words, he shook his head no. "I have to go." Saying this, he walked out of the room. The smile vanished from Hannah's lips. "Ethan, now watch what I do. I won't let you be anyone else's at any cost. I won't even let the thought of anyone else enter your mind. Instead, I will stay with you always, stay close to you so that no one can take my place." Pain shot through Hazel's entire being. Tears were flowing from her eyes. She was sitting on the floor beside the bed, her arms wrapped around her knees. It felt as if the life was leaving her body. She looked at the bedsheet, and more tears began to flow. She hid her face in her knees again. She tried to get up, but her face was completely pale, her hands were trembling, and tears were streaming down. As she got up using the bed for support, her foot twisted, and she immediately sat back down in a falling motion, wrapping both hands around her stomach. Just then, the sound of the door opening came. She lifted her gaze fearfully and saw an elderly woman standing there. She looked at her, and tears began to flow. "Grandma," she murmured under her breath. She walked over step by step and sat down beside her. "How are you feeling?" Although her condition clearly showed how she was feeling, Grandma still asked gently. "I am having a lot of pain in my stomach," she said in a frightened, trembling voice. "My child, there is no need to worry. Everything will be fine," Grandma said, hugging her to her chest. Her body was completely cold. "Just don't worry, nothing will happen." "I'm scared he will come back. He will try to give me such pain and torture again. I won't be able to bear it. For God's sake, do something. I am in so much pain." She spoke while crying with hiccups. "I have pain here." She took Grandma's hand and placed it on her stomach. "Okay, fine, relax. I'll send something with the maid." Saying this, she left the room. Mrs. Margaret was standing in front of her. "You are feeling a lot of love for this girl, aren't you? The girl who came from my son's killer's house as a blood bride. I won't spare her." Saying this, she started to go into the room in anger when Grandma stopped her. "Your son has already committed enough cruelty on this innocent girl. Her condition is not such that she can bear any more of your cruelty. So, have some mercy." Saying this, Grandma took Mrs. Margaret away with her. She watched, crying. The whole room felt like it was eating her alive. A long time later, the maid brought food for her. "Here, miss, eat the food. And Grandma sent this medicine for you. Please drink this too." Hearing the maid, she nodded affirmatively, picked up the medicine from the tray, and after taking it, she closed her eyes again and leaned back against the headboard. Closing her eyes, she felt her condition improve slightly, and after a while, she drifted into the valley of sleep. Who knows how many hours she slept? Suddenly, someone shook her awake. She opened her eyes to see Mrs. Margaret standing there. "Auntie, you woke me up. Sorry, I fell asleep," she said fearfully. "How dare you sleep? I told you why you came to this house, yet you want to sleep? Tell me." She grabbed her by the shoulders and shook her. The next moment, Mrs. Margaret delivered a hard slap to her face. Her lips split, and blood began to flow from it. "Because of you, my son left everything here and went away. Whatever has happened is happening because of you. You are wretched. As soon as you set your wretched feet in my house, you devoured the happiness of the home." Saying this, she jerked her away and left the room. She cried for who knows how long. What else could she do but cry? "What do you mean, Dad? What are you saying? Who committed the murder, and why did this innocent girl get the punishment? Look, it's not like she was my real daughter that I would care for her so much." "Dad, fear God. You know what a cruel person Ethan is. How could you hand Hazel over to him? When Wyatt returned, he found out that Hazel had been given as a blood bride, that she had been married to Ethan to settle the debt of blood. His mind spun. "Why didn't you people tell me about this?" Hearing this, Mr. Frederick said, "No, she wasn't your sister. You know very well she was your stepsister." "Dad, where is Mom? What must be Mom's condition? You people did very wrong. Is this the reward you gave her for marrying Mom and keeping her in this house for so long? Even if she is my stepmother, Dad, you cannot do this." He came into the room and saw Mrs. Amanda sitting silently on the bed. "Mom!" As soon as she lifted her eyes and saw Wyatt, tears began to flow. He was her stepson, but perhaps he was very dear to her, more than anyone. As soon as he sat in front of her, she cried and hugged his chest. "My daughter! Bring me my daughter! They will torture her. They will beat my daughter. They will be cruel to my daughter. She is very young. She is not capable of bearing all their tyranny and oppression. Bring me my daughter." She spoke while crying. "Mom, don't worry. Don't fret. Nothing will happen to you. I will bring your daughter. I will bring my doll back, Mom. There is no need to worry." He was explaining to her gently. "I have only one daughter. If you don't bring her back to me, I will die without my daughter." She was crying with hiccups. "Mom, please, just relax for once." He tried to calm her down, but she wouldn't relax. "Please, bring me my daughter once, son. I am very worried." He cupped her face in his hands and kissed her forehead. Time began to pass. It had been 2 months since he left, and every attempt was made to hurt Hazel. All day she worked with the estate servants, and at night she was locked in the storeroom. She was given food only once a day. She had become very weak. Since morning she had been vomiting a lot. Her health was also deteriorating badly. She was coughing terribly. When Grandma saw her in the lounge, working with the servants and vomiting near the sink every little while, Grandma looked at her disheveled state and immediately understood her condition. "Margaret, I think our daughter-in-law is pregnant." Hearing this, the smile on Mrs. Margaret's lips vanished. "Grandma, what are you saying? Are you crazy? I don't think Ethan established any kind of relationship with her." "No, I know very well. Ethan never gave her her rights." "Grandma, I don't think so at all." But it was true. Anger appeared on Mrs. Margaret's face. "I will never let my lineage continue through this girl, nor will it ever happen." She spoke in anger, but it was clearly evident to Grandma from her condition that she had good news. At midnight, Grandma came to her room. She was sitting with her arms wrapped around her knees. She looked very tired. The pain on her face testified that she was very unwell. "Come here to me." Grandma called her gently, but she shook her head no. "No, you will scold me. My child, come here." As Grandma spoke with great affection, she walked 1 step and came to Grandma. Grandma handed her something. "Here, take this test." "What is this? I don't understand this thing." She spoke nervously. "Look, I feel that perhaps you have some good news." Hearing Grandma's words, a sparkle suddenly appeared in her eyes, and a smile spread across her lips. "You mean I am going to become a mother?" She spoke smilingly. Hearing her, Grandma nodded in affirmation. "Yes, daughter, it seems exactly like you are going to become a mother." Hearing her words, she spoke with a smile, quickly took the stick from her hand, and went toward the bathroom. After a long time, she came out. Her face was blushing red with shyness, though her complexion was pale. She walked step by step to Grandma. She handed it to her. As Grandma looked at it, she smiled and suddenly hugged her to her chest. She hid her face in Grandma's chest. The next moment, Grandma said, "Look, Hazel, daughter, listen to me carefully. Your mother-in-law will never want this lineage to proceed from you. Everyone wants Hannah to be his wife, and I know he doesn't love Hannah, nor does he want to include her in his life. So you just have to take very good care of yourself now. You must not tell anyone in the family about this." Hearing Grandma's words, she became very scared. "What do you mean, Grandma? How can I not tell anyone about this? Just tell my husband once. Watch, he will be happy. He will come back. Ethan will come back. And then he won't do all this cruelty to me." She was speaking gently. "Do you really think if he comes back, They won't do all this cruelty to you. You tell no one, okay? Grandma spoke gently, and she nodded in affirmation. For 2 days, she seemed very happy. Hannah couldn't stand her happiness. Auntie, what has happened? Why is this girl so happy these days? What lottery has she won? Did Ethan talk to her in a loving way somewhere? Remember one thing, Auntie. He is my aunt's son and uncle's son, and I would never want to lose Ethan. And above all, he is my husband. Hearing this, Mrs. Margaret said, Daughter, there is no need to worry. He will never include such a girl in his life, so don't take unnecessary tension. Auntie, sometimes I feel very scared. She is young and very beautiful too. Haven't you seen that her beauty is a 4-day game? Watch how her beauty fades when she stays in our hands for a little more time. Time passed. Mrs. Margaret was sensing many changes in her body. It was nighttime when suddenly she felt her breath being cut off, and she returned to the world of consciousness. Her sleep broke. Someone had placed something over her mouth. She flailed her hands and feet, trying to remove the pillow from her face. As she removed the pillow, Hannah stood before her. How can you do this? You are going to be the mother of my husband's child? I will never let this happen. Instead, I will take your life. She began beating her very badly. Leave me, sis, please leave me. Hannah, sis, it hurts. Please let me go. She began to speak in a trembling voice. I won't leave you. She was dragging her towards the bottom in such a way, when suddenly her foot twisted and she went tumbling down the stairs. Everyone gathered upon hearing her screaming and shouting. She had both hands placed on her stomach. She was screaming, and then she fainted. When she regained consciousness, she was lying there all alone, staring at the ceiling. A nurse came to her. How are you feeling? Are you okay? The nurse asked gently, and she looked at the nurse with empty eyes. My child is okay, right? Instinctively, her hands went toward her stomach. She began to feel a sense of emptiness and sadness spread across the nurse's face. We are very sorry to inform you that we could not save your child's life, but you don't need to worry. Watch, everything will be fine. What do you mean? How will it be fine? She cried and screamed, keeping both hands on her stomach. She felt very scared. Son, my heart is very anxious. Take me to my daughter, please. Mom, I tried to talk to him many times, but Ethan doesn't want to listen to anything I say. He has gone to California himself, and I went to meet him many times behind his back, but no one let me meet him. Son, I am very worried. What should I do? Mom, please don't worry. He sat holding her to his chest. Watch, I will bring her very soon. Please don't worry like this. Time passed. He would go to meet her, but they wouldn't let him meet her. Her condition was also very bad. Today, there was more hustle and bustle in the house than usual. Grandma called her to her room. She came and sat at Grandma's feet and began pressing her feet. There is good news for you. What? She said with a sudden sparkle in her eyes because she too felt that perhaps Ethan was returning. It was a hope that he would accept her because there was no question of her going back. She lived only on the hope that he would come and perhaps accept her. Ethan is coming back, and I will talk to Ethan. Watch, he will accept you. Grandma lifted her and made her sit beside her. Grandma, I feel very scared. Since I lost my child, I don't trust anyone anymore. My child, there is no need to worry. Watch, Ethan will come back. My heart says this time he will accept you. Today you just have to get ready lightly. He is coming back this afternoon. Wear nice clothes. But she was hearing the rumors that Hannah's wedding to him would happen as soon as he returned. Mrs. Margaret had made her realize so many times that when he returned, Hannah and his wedding would take place. It was some unknown hour of the night when he arrived. After having dinner, his eyes were searching for her. For some reason, he had missed her innocence very much. Her crying, her sobbing, her hiccups. He missed everything. Grandma herself was surprised that she didn't come out of the room, but no one knew the truth, that Mrs. Margaret had locked her in the storeroom. After everyone slept, she was taken out of the storeroom. She was in a very bad state from hunger. She came out of the room and went straight to the kitchen, but she didn't find any food there. At midnight, Ethan craved tea, so he came to the kitchen. Hazel returned from the storeroom, completely drenched in rain. Her steps headed straight toward Ethan's room. "I will tell him how much I missed him, how much cruelty they all inflicted on me. Then it was his responsibility." As she entered the room, he wasn't there. Trembling from the cold, she crawled into his blanket. A short while later, as he came into the room, he was surprised to see someone tucked into the blanket. He had a cup of tea in his hand. Setting the teacup aside, he called out to her. She quickly looked toward him and suddenly sat up. Seeing Ethan, she suddenly clung to his chest and began to cry very badly. All this was completely new to Ethan. Just now, he had been arguing with Hannah. His mood was quite bad. Now, seeing her clinging to his chest like this, he wanted to separate her from himself. "Please don't leave me now. For God's sake, accept me. I will do whatever you say. I will stay however you want. But please take me far away from here. I can't bear this cruelty anymore. Please have mercy on me." She was crying with hiccups, and he began to look at this state of hers, crying so terribly. "Please, I can't cry anymore. Do you know we had a child too? Your family destroyed it. Do you know?" She was crying with hiccups. "I'll show you. You wait here." She quickly went to her room, brought back the reports kept there, and started showing them to him. "Look at this. I was going to become a mother. Do you know Hannah's sis destroyed it? Do you know they pushed me down the stairs?" Crying with hiccups, she told him all the pain she had been through, as if he would understand her words, hug her, and give her love. He began to look at this innocent girl who was pouring her heart out while crying. Crying, she stumbled into the embrace of his arms. He immediately began to pat her cheek. "Hazel, Hazel, open your eyes. Hazel, please open your eyes." He gently patted Hazel's cheek, but when Hazel didn't open her eyes, he became very worried. Lifting her in his arms, he carried her to the bed. Laying her on the bed, he began to rub her hands. "Hazel!" For some reason, pangs of pain began to rise in his heart. How many times had her brother called him? Wyatt and he were very good friends at one time. How Wyatt had pleaded, speaking very innocently. "Don't hurt her. She is very sensitive. Please, if you don't want to let us meet her, then don't hurt her either." Their words were still echoing intensely in his ears. He suddenly leaned over her, giving her his breath. She opened her eyes slightly and looked. She seemed very scared. "Hazel, I won't separate you from myself, my life." He suddenly grabbed her and hugged her to his chest. She was hiding herself in his chest, clutching his shirt with her hands. "However you say, I will stay with you like that. But please, you know Hannah's sis is very bad. Please don't go to them. You just stay with me. I won't let you away from me. Grandma says a man loves that woman. A man belongs only to her. I will give you so much love." She was crying and sobbing, assuring him of her love. He looked at her. Okay, go to sleep. Come here to me." He gathered her into his embrace and hugged her to his chest. He began to slowly stroke her back. She was crying with hiccups. Her lips were trembling. She had grabbed him by the collar and was burying herself in his chest. "Just relax." Her body was still trembling. "Just relax. I said nothing will happen. You must not cry, not at all." He was speaking lovingly. "You won't leave me, will you?" She clutched his shirt intensely. "No, I will absolutely not leave you." Saying this, for some reason, he couldn't control himself anymore. She was his wife, surrendering herself to him, telling him to do whatever he wanted. He was a man, after all. How could he have patience? He had missed her so much. There was such intoxication in her that he began to be mesmerized again. He began to eliminate the distance between them. Interlacing his fingers with hers, he touched her hand to his lips and leaned over her. When he separated from her, her face was blushing completely red. The next moment, she hid her face in his chest. The morning light was spread across her face. Light was filtering in through the window curtains. She was sleeping on the bed in a disheveled state, lying diagonally. He had been looking at her face for so long, where the innocence of the whole world seemed to reside. Leaning down, he placed his lips on her forehead and said, "My life, wake up now." He spoke again gently. Just then, the room door flew open. Hannah was standing there. She saw Hazel, then she saw that innocent doll sleeping in the embrace of his arms, looking just like a glass doll. Eyes wide, Hannah was looking at Ethan. "Aren't you ashamed? While being my husband, you are sleeping with someone else? Sleeping in the embrace of another woman's arms? I already suspected you," she shouted in anger. "She is no stranger, but my wife. And as for being your husband, I will end that relationship very soon. That settles the score, doesn't it? Her brother took the lives of my brother and sister-in-law. Now you took the life of my child. So, the account is almost equal, isn't it?" She stared at him with wide eyes. "It's nothing like that." "I have found out everything, Hannah, and I won't keep you with me anymore. And don't try to make noise here. My wife has been awake all night. Now get out of here." He glared at her. Hannah said, "I need to talk to you." Hannah started screaming, and because of Hannah's screaming, she woke up. "Oh, my child, you go to sleep. No one is saying anything to you." She was very scared seeing Hannah. Since her child's death, she was terrified of seeing Hannah anyway. "Nothing happened. Go to sleep." She suddenly clutched Ethan. "Ethan, I am very scared. She will take you away again, Ethan." She was clinging to Ethan's chest, crying. Ethan took her into the embrace of his arms. "No, my life, you must not cry at all. Don't worry, no one will take me away from you." Saying this, he slowly began stroking her back. Hannah left the room in anger. "You sit here, I'll be back in a little while." Saying this, he left the room, intending to go to Hannah. As he opened the room door, Hannah was standing there. He suddenly grabbed her by the collar. Before she could do anything else, he pushed Hannah away from himself and delivered a powerful slap to her face. "Hannah, I could never have imagined you would do this. Because of you, I lost my child. You people didn't even bother to tell me that my wife was pregnant. You hid this from me too. You cannot even imagine how angry I am at you people for this." And saying this, he pushed Hannah back toward the bed. He was about to leave the room in anger when Hannah suddenly clung to him. "You know how much I love you, how desperately I want you. Please don't leave me." Resting her head on his back, she was crying with hiccups. Her whole body was trembling. He suddenly pushed her away. "Don't you dare try to come near me now. Mom, where are you?" He called out for Mrs. Margaret. After a long time, Mrs. Margaret came out. "What happened? Why are you angry like this?" she shouted in anger. "Mom, tell me, what is all this?" "What happened, son?" She spoke seriously. "What happened? Do I have to tell you this now? Why did you hide such a big thing from me?" He looked toward Grandma. "Grandma, I never expected this from you. You would hide such a big thing from me? And you people didn't tell me." Hearing this, Hannah laughed and said, "Oh, as if you are very happy, right? You would have come running for your wife's sake? I know very well about you. You only obeyed your mother and this wife of yours, right? And what would you have said? Tell me." She spoke in anger. He looked at them. "Whatever pain and torture you inflicted on her before you left, what was her fault in that? Whatever her brother did, her brother has received his punishment. Did he survive that you forced her into this? Tell me." He spoke angrily. "Her brother isn't alive anymore either. Is that why you people kept torturing and hurting her? You should have at least considered this. You were against all these customs, right? Or whatever happened was because of you. If your wife stayed in this condition, it was all because of you, and today you tried to blame someone else? Stop blaming others," she shouted in anger. But this time he realized that whatever happened was not her fault. "I will never divorce her." Because their marriage was arranged by Grandpa, and Grandpa had willed that if he ever left her, he would be disinherited from all the property. He looked at her. He had become very helpless. Just then, she came out from inside too. He looked at her as if to say, "If you want to keep her with you, you have to make a decision. Divorce her or divorce me." She was looking at that innocent girl standing there. Since she had confessed her love in this house, Mrs. Margaret stood very relaxed. She knew her son would never divorce her. Grandma was worried. She looked at the innocent girl whom she had given so much hope that when he returned, he would accept her, include her in his life. But now she stood there, very scared and terrified. Grandma said angrily, "Son, divorce Hannah." He looked at Grandma in surprise. "The property I have, I will transfer it all to your name because my property nowhere states that if you divorce her, you will be disinherited from my share." That was Grandpa's decision. "This is my decision. Divorce her. I will transfer all the property to your name. My property will not go to any son of mine. All my property will belong to my grandson." Everyone looked at Grandma in surprise. No one could believe their ears at what Grandma was saying. Hannah looked at her in anger. "You will do all this to ruin your granddaughter's home? When she ruins it herself, I will support the right. It's not wrong. I won't support blood relations where blood relations are wrong. I will leave their side. And Hannah, you were always wrong. Even if she was an orphan, you did wrong by her. You always supported her, Mrs. Margaret. And this is the biggest sin. This was your biggest mistake." And the next moment, he had freed Hannah from his relationship. He said, "No, Grandma, I don't want your property either. You distribute it among your children. I have made a lot for myself on my own, and I will never choose a wrong relationship because of family property. For me, my wife is everything. I was very cruel to her before, committed many excesses. Because of me, what didn't she endure? But now I won't do anything like that anymore. That is why I am taking her away from here." And holding her hand in a strong grip, he took her out of the estate and brought her to his apartment. She looked very scared and nervous. "Why did you leave your mom, dad, and the whole family because of me?" She spoke with her eyes closed, resting her head on his chest. "Because before, I punished you because of all of them. Listening to them, I punished you. And now, for your sake, I have left them all. Give me whatever punishment you want. I want to meet my family. I want to meet Mom." She spoke crying with hiccups. "I will take you to meet them very soon." Saying this, he established the embrace of his arms firmly around her. Very soon, Mrs. Margaret also realized it when she saw the house becoming completely empty. The house felt like it was eating her alive. In her son's absence, she began to feel the pain intensely. She would call him repeatedly and say, "I am ready to accept Hazel, but son, please come back. You know she left everything and went away. She went to a foreign country to her grandpa. Please come back. We all can't live without you here, son. Without you, this house feels completely deserted." He would say that he hadn't lived there for so many years before either. She said, "Before you didn't live here, but now, being here and not being with me does something to my heart." When they returned, she accepted her happily. At night, she stood in the kitchen making tea for herself when suddenly he, Ethan, took her into the embrace of his arms from behind. Today she looked very happy because she had come back from meeting her mother. Meeting her was perhaps the biggest happiness in her life, that she had met her family and started loving her husband. "Will you drink tea now?" She spoke gently, holding his hands. "Why not? I will definitely drink tea made by my wife's hands. Come on, Bravo, make it quickly and bring it to the room. Keep it to yourself, or else I won't bring it for you." "Oh, making threats?" He nodded in affirmation. "Yes, absolutely. I have to make so many threats to you." When she spoke smilingly, he placed his lips on her forehead with love. The sounds of their soft whispers and conversations were coming from the kitchen, and along with them, laughter echoed in their estate. Today, they both became complete with each other.